I heard that creating a dynasty was just 10 times more explosive and more results-driven. So it was the promise of results, that if I just attended and I applied, then the results that I was after would be produced.
Everything that we learned at First Steps, when we applied it, within days, I mean, we're not even talking weeks, within days, started to radically transform our life. So if we had such great success in that, we knew we had to try the next level.
Dynasty was the key to leadership, and that was a skill that I hadn't learned yet.
Dynasty was the obvious next step for me. I learned a lot at First Steps, and I knew that this would give me the opportunity to advance that skill set into a lot better place than where it currently was at that time.
Dynasty takes it to another level. It takes it, I can't even say a step further. It takes it hundreds of steps further.
Creating a dynasty is where you really get to put the skills that you've learned at First Steps to Success into practice. It's like First Steps to Success in high gear, kicking it up a notch. And your learning is at a much, much higher level, so you can come out and produce even bigger results.
I describe it like the difference between going to a lecture and going to a workshop. And if the lecture was good, imagine what happens when you get to turn around and the mentor stands over your shoulders and shows you how to use those tools, how to put it into action.
You get to practice it, you get to really hone it, and it makes it stick in your head and it becomes part of you.
You build a very unique relationship with those people in that group. The encouragement that people receive through participating in those group exercises, I have never seen it anywhere else. That's something so unique to this particular training. I think just this alone is worth the travel, the time, and the money.
The skills that you're building by working in groups at Dynasty, there's just no way to get that kind of practice. There's no way to get that level of interaction in a safe place like Dynasty does it.
The scripts that you're given, the activation and the practicing, it's truly mandatory for life. It's giving you the tools to succeed.
At First Step Success, you learn the skills to pay off debt. At Creating a Dynasty, you learn the skills to create wealth.
You get the unique opportunity to ask questions and to have their wisdom come at you from a number of different angles. And I don't know of anywhere else in the world where you find millionaires, people who are significantly successful in their industries, who would take your questions.
I've been able to take that cash that I've gotten from my primary business and actually start investing it and learning how to actually grow the money too. Not just knowing how to make the money, but knowing how to grow the money. Two totally different things, completely different skill sets.
We left Creating a Dynasty, and within 10 days, I had more business than I had the previous 6 months.
We've paid off over $160,000 in debt. We've gained the skills and the tools to be better communicators in our marriage.
We learned at Creating a Dynasty how to maintain our focus on what we've learned, and as a result, we paid off over $260,000 in just over 2.5 years. We became completely debt-free.
Our business sells to almost $2 million a month in sales volume. We've paid off for over $400,000 worth of debt.
My whole life changed. My relationships with my children have changed, and I'm a better man. I know what honor is now. And, well, sure, my income has tripled. But that's not the important part. The important part is there is life here. There is growth here. You can't come to these events. You can't keep coming to these events without growing.
We've gone from, $69 a month to $65,000 a month. But I fully believe that has everything to do with it had to start at the grassroots in our household. And the same skills that I used to help repair, that Chad and I used to help repair what was going on there, has gone out and created restoration in our community and in the influence that we've had, and it has ripple affected, all because of the communication skills that are taught here that we got to practice here in a safe environment.
Within the first year of coming to First Steps and Creating a Dynasty, I was able to double the income of my home-based business, probably within the first 30 days, which was so profound to me. I'd never imagined doing that.
I went from working 5 days a week down to 3 days a week. from 60 hours a week down to 27 hours a week. And the best part is that I ended up making more money with less time invested.
The skills that you learn here help you to have a ride at a different altitude. And that's why I keep coming back, because I want to put myself in an environment that challenges me. Because that Friday, Saturday, Sunday will pass by anyway. And what will I have done with those 3 days?
It's hardly any investment in comparison to what it's cost me to not attend, to not make the journey. So if I compare the results of what I've achieved since I started attending to the money that was wasted, that wasn't applied to creating wealth, to create a legacy, it's a no-brainer.
Give yourself the opportunity, the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to do something that is going to change your life forever. What you see from the outside, like Danny says, it's just a little bit easy. However, that little bit is just going to completely change everything about your life.
It comes down to really how serious you are. It comes down to how committed you are to waking up 1 year from today and not having the same life, and not having the same problems, and not having the same debt, and not having the same job. You know, these literally is everything that changed for us. So I think that if you're serious about that, you know, looking ahead and knowing that you don't want to be in this place that you are right now a year from now or 6 months from now, then you got to get to Dynasty.